Hello everyone, thanks for checking out the video. This video is going to be about installing the aggressive treads from Traxxas. Part number for those are 8877. So I got these ordered these from Hobbytown, but since they were less than $100, I got charged, I believe it was $9.99 for shipping. So what I'll do is I'll put a link in an affiliate link in the description below to these on Amazon, if I can find them on Amazon. That way you can avoid the higher shipping or the extra shipping charge from any other vendor you may normally order these from. But it's up to you. I'll put the link down there if you want to check it out. So here's the rear tracks with the original tread, and here we have the new tread, the more aggressive tread on the rear tracks. So it does actually give some height to it. As you can see, put one behind the other. You do get a little bit more height out of this. Put it in front of it. My table's kind of leaning, so I'm not sure if I can, let's see if we can get it here. Big difference. I'll move this forward so the tall one can be behind. There we go. So that's a decent difference. Not a whole lot, but some. But anyway, I'm going to go through how to put these on. I went through and put one on for each front and rear. But there's the front and rear. So that does add quite a bit of tread height. We'll see how this works out, and hopefully I can find an area to test it out in sand, as well as an area that's just, climbing some dirt hills and things like that. And if I can find some mud, of course I'll run it through that, and we'll see how well they do. So these are the treads, front, rear. And you do have to do a few things based on what Traxxas says in their instructions. Especially pointing out, you take out one screw, get the tread on, and then you put the screw back in. But you also, during the process, you need to check to make sure that part of it is still set at factory specs. And I'll go through and show what you have to check on that. It's actually kind of hard to see from there, but inside here you can actually adjust this in and out. So we want to make sure that there's a space between two plastic pieces here, and we want to make sure that that is, I believe it's 2.5 millimeter is factory spec. Yeah. So 2.5 millimeter between those two, and yeah, just put the tracks on or treads on like you would normally put these on. So not too bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these two original ones cleaned up and go through getting the treads on those for you so that you can see that. But yeah, for the most part, but just so you know, this video is just getting these changed out for these. I'll have a separate video running these on the TRX4, so keep an eye out for that. Also, I'll put a card in the upper right corner to some of the previous videos where I ran these treads. Alright, so I'm going to get these cleaned up and then we'll go through getting the treads on. Okay, so what you're going to go through once you get everything cleaned up is take out the screw here. So that screw right there, take it out. That flips out. And one of the things you want to make sure is, according to the instructions, that you have 2.5 millimeter clearance between those two. And this is a 2.5 millimeter hex wrench. If you don't have calipers to check that, and so 2.5 millimeter clearance between that there. This will twist. These two wheels and this arm here can twist depending on whether or not you need to extend the distance between those two or shorten it. But you want to make sure you have 2.5 millimeters there. And we'll put the tread on and then we'll flip this back up into there and put the screw back in. So fairly straightforward, simple. Instructions are very clear if you're going by the instructions. So that is rear left, and we need the rear tread. And treads are marked rear. So you shouldn't have any problems figuring out which tread goes where. The forward motion of the tread should be this way. So if you have the tread turn like this, where it angles backwards, that's not the direction of moving forward. So it shouldn't be moving forward this way. You want it to move forward that way. Kind of like that. Here's the example. So this is when this is mounted, this is the rear and that's forward. And if you notice, we have the angle set correctly on this for the aggressive tread. Basically get it put on, and we'll push the front out enough to pop that piece into there so the screw can go back in. And you'll need a 2 millimeter hex wrench for this. While I'm doing it, I'm just checking to make sure that these are snug. I'm not reaching down too hard on them. On the back side. Maybe, hopefully you can see it on the camera. You can see the end of the screw starting to come out. The original position of the screw was not that it was protruding out, but kind of flush with that. And that's the way I'm putting it back in. And there we have it. And basically we'll do the same thing with the front. Take it out. Screw out. Pop that out. Again, check the space between those two pieces. 2.5 millimeters, what Traxxas is recommending. Showing 2.3, I got it wrong. Showing 2.4. Weird. So it's 2.4 or 2.6. What the calipers are showing me. I'd rather have a little bit more tension on it, so I'm going to leave it at 2.6 because it looks like 2.4 or 2.6 for that one. Which is odd. Yeah, no matter what, it's still showing 2.6. Another way, prior to turning it, it was 2.4. Alright, so 2.6 it is. Oh, well, I moved it. Sorry about that. 2.6 on, or another half a turn back is 2.4. So I'm just going to keep it that way. And when putting it on, we just put it in, kind of roll this up like that. Make sure we got the direction correct. So that'll be the correct direction. Let's see from the front. Here's one for the front. And these wheels are the equivalent of those. These here. So we want the tread leaning forward. And that's what we have there. We get everything kind of lined up there. And then, see if I can do this without covering it up. Then we'll push that in like that. Once it's in there and lined up, we'll put the screw back in. And put it back in. Again, on the back side, hopefully it shows up on camera. That one's basically flush with the plastic, the gray plastic, and I'll move the one I'm putting in all the way up to the edge of that. So I don't reach down all the way on it. I just get it a little bit snug. And I check those to make sure they're kind of snug. But that, I really don't want it protruding too much out. Each his own. You may want it to wrench down on it, but that's up to you. I want it to be able to flex and move. Yeah, I want that arm to be able to pivot and allow it to pivot, so I don't wrench down on it too hard. And there we have it. All in all, not too bad. Does give a little bit of ride height to it. Let me set this on here. I like the look of it. It does have an aggressive look, no doubt. It also gives it a good amount of ride height. Compared to what it had before. So that's installing the Traxxas, or aggressive treads. Part 8877. Let's verify that. Yeah. That's part 8877. Now it's time to get it out and have fun. Run it through sand, regular dirt, mud, get some videos out with that. So as soon as I'm able to get those videos recorded, hopefully this is 4th of July weekend. Hopefully I can get out, get some video of this, get that out to you kind of quick so you can see what that looks like. All right. Thanks for checking out the video. If you haven't done so already, consider subscribing. If you liked the video, give it a like. Consider sharing the video if you liked it. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.